So a lot of you are wondering, where does Harley train his clients? What does he do? What's Workout Coach? What's he all about? What's the YouTube doing? For those of you that are new here, this is in fact my home gym. I'm gonna pop the camera up here so you guys can see the space. Now before I get into this video, I don't want this video to come across as some sort of, oh, this is what I've achieved in so and so, and this is me being big time and all this low rubbish. I wanted to share this with you guys just to give you an idea, because a lot of people have requested and asked. It's like a disclaimer. I don't want you guys to think I'm a prick for talking about this sort of thing, but I will be very open and honest and transparent with the viewers, because that's what I'm all about. I come from the heart. I am real. All right, you guys, so it's time to talk about money now. This involves a little sit-down conversation. So a lot of people have been asking about the money situation, where I get my income from, what sort of money I'm making, what it is I do, whether I do multiple things, whether I do just one thing. So number one is actually Workout Coach. As you guys know, it's a fitness company. I am the owner of that company, and I am also an individual personal trainer or coach. I like to really think of myself as, rather than just a PT. And yeah, that's just me, that's just my priority, it's my passion. I enjoy impacting people's lives, and I don't just want to be seen as someone that is teaching someone how to do a particular movement, because it's very niche. Let's talk about the money situation. So Workout Coach as a whole is currently probably operating 16 currently now personal trainers that are under our brand. They work throughout Hampshire and within a 25-mile radius of Portsmouth. So the first thing to consider is that I have to employ 16. Technically, they are self-employed, but I am sending them work. So if you imagine our services like the Uber of personal training, that is effectively what Workout Coach is. We are a fitness company, we offer everything. However, I offer my own personal training. So I'm the network for personal trainers, and I work with people within their own individual areas. So there's no clash of interest. So I operate in Portsmouth, and then I have a bunch of different other PTs that work for our different towns and cities within that 25-mile radius. If you guys are looking for personal training, stuff like that, you know exactly what to do. All the information is in the description box below. Feel free to go and check it out, and I'll pop the contact information on the screen here. So feel free to get in contact with me through Instagram or whatever it might be. So on our books as of last month, we had 137 personal training clients through those 16 individual PTs. Through that, I obviously run my own personal training, and inclusive of that number is online coaching clients, people that just want one-off plans, training programs, nutritional programs and plans, advice, that sort of thing, consultations, all these sorts of sources of income funnel into Workout Coach. So I obviously operate and run that company, and then everyone else that's under that brand, I then pay them their individual fees for those services. The PTs get paid by me, and I pay the clients pay me. And that's basically the sort of dynamic for the company. A lot of people like what we stand for and how we try to give something back to the personal trainer that is operating in that area. So we try to help promote them, we try to help build their brand, we meet with them, we discuss the developments of their company, how we can help them grow, stuff like that. Money-wise, obviously the rates for personal training fluctuate in this area of Portsmouth from £30 to £45 an hour. Let's just say as a round figure, the standard rate for personal training is £30 an hour, for example, okay? That's based in this area. If you imagine how many sessions you're doing regularly with those clients, depending on the client, you might be doing 2 sessions a week, 5 sessions a week, 7 a week, 1 a week. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's multiple clients over a long period of time paying you this rate per hour, okay? Now, I don't ever like to translate my time for money sort of thing. I think that's quite a bad business move. However, we all have to do that to start off with, and it's my first year of business, and the way that things have progressed in this short period of time, I like to think I'm doing quite well for myself. In terms of the impact that I'm making. At the end of the day, I'm not making big bucks or anything like that. I'm just constantly refueling and putting money back into the business, and that is the smartest thing I can possibly do moving forward. So let's talk about the nitty gritty here. So numbers wise, let me just get the calculator out. We're probably looking at, let's go to this side of the room. Okay, there's better lighting over here. So money wise, I'm just going to calculate you my portion just to give you an idea of what I make on personal training as an average, and to give you guys an idea of the potential income that can be made. Also the rates and the hours and the amount of clients, and what I'm doing is completely different to what another person will be doing, as well as the sort of plans and other stuff. So we're just talking about personal training here, okay? On average, I'll probably say I do 8 to 15 clients a day, okay? That is a large amount of bookings. I'm not always that busy. I do have periods where I sometimes will do 2 to 3 bookings a day. I also have other days where I'll do 6 to 9 bookings a day. It really just depends. But the busiest I've been is generally 15 clients a day. Was quite a busy period, and that was back in January, as we all know. So let's round it down and say I just do 8 a day, right? Times that by £30 a session, which we spoke about earlier, was a minimum you can charge. $240 a day. Times that by
I train clients 7 days a week. I dropped off the Saturday, gave myself the Saturday off, but now I'm back to working Saturdays in the morning sometimes, so it really just depends. But let's just make it easy and do 7 days a week. It's $1,680 a week. Times that by 4 weeks is £6,720 a month. Over a year, we're looking at £80,640 exactly. That is a round number based on those sales. If we're talking 8 bookings a day on the rate of £30, 7 days a week, okay? Say for example, it's a quiet week, you might be doing 5 bookings a day, okay? Times that by 30 bookings, £30 a session, minimum £150 a day, times that by 7 days a week is 1,050, times that by 4 weeks in a month is 4,200. Make that price yearly, we're looking at £50,400 exactly. These just ballpark figures that I'm plucking out the air, guys. At the end of the day, my rates will change accordingly with the individual. They will also change depending on what sort of commitment they need from me, what services I'm offering. This is exclusive of plans of any other fees that may be involved. So just to give you an idea, based on the predictions that I wanted for the beginning of the year of this business, is I wanted to make 100 grand a year. And that was my prediction of what I was trying to go for my first year of personal training, which is a large number, to be completely honest with you. But because of what I'm trying to do with the company and how much I'm trying to reinvest and to make us grow, there is a lot of money to be made in what I'm doing. However, I don't like the approach of making as much money as possible in personal training. I think it's sort of a bad mindset to go in, where you think of the client as a money box and you're just trying to take as much from them as possible. That's not my mindset at all when it comes to sort of taking on clients. I'd rather have less clients, condense it all down, save my time, apply my efforts elsewhere, because at the end of the day, I'm just trading time for money once again. So for me, it's not really important how many bookings I have in a day or a week or a month. It's important for me to make sure that my overall income is maximized. So I could make £200 an hour at another role, doing another business, focusing on one of my aspects, which I'll speak to you about later on in the video. But it will give you an idea as to how you shouldn't just translate your time for money as a personal trainer. This is why so many people fail. They go and work in commercial gyms, they go and work for clubs, they do all sorts of commission-based flat rates at working hours in the gym, paying rents to gyms, stuff like that. That didn't work for me, so I decided to create my own sort of, revenue stream. And in doing so, I also bought myself a new customer market, which wasn't currently there. I guess I created demand for something that wasn't necessarily there.
Yes, you guys, it's day 2. Checking in with you guys. The second source of income you're going to be thinking about is the house that I live in. I rent the rooms out here to foreign language students that are here throughout the summer, and then I live here on my own and occasionally rent the rooms out to make money back on the mortgage payments. So at the end of the day, there can be profit to be made, but also it's basically just a place for me to live, and I can make a little bit of profit depending on whether I'm fully booked or not. But that's another source of income. That is correct. There are other sources of income after that, and it is the following day. I just wanted to chat to you guys a little bit about what I'm doing with the clothing company. As I'm sure you know, I have Roam Work Clothing, which is a fitness brand. We are currently in the first 6 months of operating, and it's one of those things that takes time to build up, and it doesn't happen overnight. So there's no real income to be made there. However, that's something that I'm investing all of my money into to ensure that it's going to grow, and putting a lot of time and effort into. But I can only ever move at the rate that my manufacturers can. As I spoke about in other videos, there's only so much that I can get done that's out of my control. So over a period of time, this will be bringing me lots more income. I've got projections as to what I'm meant to be making, but it's not going to happen overnight. So just bear that in mind. That is another source of income. Just before I finish this video, there's a couple more sources of income that I didn't discuss, which is going to be the PT rates that I make on the sessions. So when I don't do the sessions myself, when I make a percentage of the margin on what I charge the client and then what I charge the PT, if that makes sense. So those extra, basically is residual income, so I make money from not even doing the sessions themselves. That's just a smart business move so that I can put my time, efforts elsewhere, and it gives me an opportunity to travel and do everything that I want to do without having to necessarily be there for that hour. So for example, if I have a booking in Portsmouth at the same time as I do in Southampton, and the one in Portsmouth pays me a little bit less, but I'd have to travel up to Southampton, it takes me an hour, it's sort of pointless, so I'll just get the other PT to do it, if that makes sense. And that way I'll make a little bit less of a margin, but I'll still make money from both avenues, rather than just me being like, oh, I'm just going to work in Portsmouth, right? That's how the business really works. So the other revenue streams are going to be online coaching and the plans that are sold, nutritional plans, and the training programs that are written for people that need them. I don't just ping them out online, I only do them for clients themselves. It's exactly the same with the meal prep aspect. I do meal prep being like a chef by trade, but I only do it for clients. I don't actively market meal prep services, for example. I only do it for people that need it. So for example, bodybuilding clients or people that have all sorts of stuff that's going on and they don't have time to prep, then there are options for them, but it's for clients only. And they all bring in little bits of cash here and there, but at the end of the day, all of the money gets recycled back into the business, and it's not something that really goes into my pocket. It generally gets redistributed out throughout the business. So say for example, I need to buy loads of stock for the clothing brand, or I need to put a large upfront cost to buy a new piece of gym equipment, for example. Things like that, they all cost a lot of money. You know, insurances, licensing, all of that sort of stuff. All of the boring stuff. If you guys want to hear about that in another video, I'm happy to speak about it. I'm very open and honest with you guys. So hopefully if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to thumbs it up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm going to end this one here because it's been a long ass video. I'm been boring you guys. So I'll see you in a bit. Take care.